to see how this goes on, but you've got to remember, they've only been together for the last few days, so it's questionable.
All right, guys, we're going to get into this one as soon as possible. One word prediction, Wonderboy, who's taking this series?
MYZTRO.
And you, Lethal?
MYZTRO.
Well, let's get into the series. The game is starting up in the background. It's going to be Strongholds on the rig for your first game of the third 2K of the season. This is one of the most important ones in my opinion. As you can see, that active camo going to be so vital, as well as controlling those power weapons. There's that beautiful scatter shot, 20-second respawn on that one. Be keeping an eye on that throughout the game, because whoever's controlling those weapons is going to be picking up those slays.
The two people we're going to be keeping an eye on in this game, Batchford, we highlighted him before, and the man he just took down, Fragger. Those are the two players I'm looking at to ignite both their lineups. First two slays of the game actually go in MYZTRO's favor. That's going to allow them to start scoring, and already they have Soaring on some very predictable spawns. We see the blue outlines coming up there in the bunker, and that's going to allow MYZTRO to effectively slay them out. You see Batchford here staying alive as best he can. Wouldn't be surprised to see him get a little bit of help right there, but looks like the railgun will go into the hands of Soaring. SLG has this, and this is a weapon he can put to use very, very well.
Yeah, it does whip that shot there, but as you say, power weapons, SLG, if you don't know by now, I'm sure you're about to learn a lesson. They do manage to capture the BR base, but the rotations coming in from the opposition there, that's those Soaring boys, and they are picking up kills as well. So SLG going to take down 2Foxy. Always good to get him off the map. As we say, one of the shot callers for this Soaring team. How do you think these guys may have developed as a team with their communication through the week? Because as you say, 3 shot callers on this team, who do you think is going to take the lead?
I honestly don't know, to be honest with you. I mean, SLG is going to have to communicate in both English and French, because, like we said before, Fragger, his English, not the best, and SLG is still going to have to relay the information that Fragger is putting out to his fellow English teammates. So yeah, it's going to be an interesting one to see who takes the reins on that one.
Yep, absolutely. And with MYZTRO as well, you remember that even though you've got 3 shot callers, you'll mostly see Rami and 2Foxy being the ones trying to make, not just make the plays, but actually tell them what plays to make in this kind of situation. But you've got to remember, with the other team as well, with Soaring, it's kind of like 2 by 2 in terms of like communication, because SLG has to speak in 2 different languages and actually try and actually understand what's going on in each situation, which is very, very difficult. So he's going to have to hope the chemistry of Soaring now has improved compared to the last lineup with Morgan.
Yeah, you know, I don't envy him, to be honest. It's difficult for us to speak in our native language, let alone speak in another one as well. But as we get back into this game, 27-6 the score at the moment. Fragger is coming under heavy pressure. We see kills going down in the feed as well. Going to be traded out, but control at the moment is in control of Soaring, but 2Foxy hits the shots. Batchford picks up another one. There's going to be a battle for the BR base. That's going to be 3 dead here for the guys on Soaring. And now we're starting to see MYZTRO Gaming pick up the pace a little bit.
Yeah, you can see 2Foxy's idea right here. He already knew that the players would be spawning outside the map. They didn't have a timing on the camouflage. Snaky just picked that one up. 2Foxy is burned, but 2Foxy's idea right there, that he knew the only stronghold the enemy team had was the nest, and assumed they would be spawning over there. So that's why he was kind of looking through nest door right there, trying to find a couple of players, but in the end could not find any. Yeah,
some battle's going to be going down here. It's actually 2 kills going down to Soaring. They did manage to double cap that nest, which is so important, getting 2 bodies in those strongholds if you're going for those captures. But SLG sneaks up as Ramirez leaves. SLG jumps straight into that nest stronghold, has a scatter shot as well. Cristola's got the railgun, so a real chance here for the guys on Soaring to pick up some kills and really turn this game around a little bit.
Very important for Batchford right there from MYZTRO to get that kill, because Ramirez just came off the respawn after being taken down by SLG, and then there was Cristola getting the first kill, essentially, of the next round of slays with the railgun. So very important that we saw Batchford pick up a kill right there. I actually want to see what Fragger's up to. We said Batchford and Fragger going to be the 2 players we're looking for in this game, and this is actually a lot tighter than we thought it would be. I mean, look, it's 24 to 39 right there. Fragger will go down to the hands of Batchford with 2Foxy's help, so we'll see what Batchford's up to. 30 seconds till the railgun comes up. Wouldn't be surprised to see teams start kind of neglecting strongholds a little bit right here. Try and get a little bit of Whitehall control in order to get over to that kind of east side of the map for the camouflage, and also to the railgun spawn as well.
Yeah, so impressed with the team shot that came in there. I thought Fragger initially had that kill pretty much nailed down, but you saw 3 kills pop up simultaneously, and not only 3 kills, we had 3 strongholds momentarily there in the control of MYZTRO Gaming. 51-24, they do lose control of that basement, but SLG's on the back there, and he's going to be taken down. 3 dead here, and this should pretty much be a triple cap once again.
Yeah, we saw Cristola there rotating away from the inside of the map. Excellent execution from MYZTRO right there. Flux grabbing the new railgun, but he could be backsmacked right here. That's a beautiful takedown. Although he goes down, that's the railgun now on the floor. The question is, who's going to grab this camouflage? Fragger is in a position for it, and Snaky grabbed it last. I don't know if he actually knew that the camouflage just spawned, so we'll see if anyone from MYZTRO picks that one up.
The problem with Soaring right now is the fact that they're going for these individual camps quite often and seem to be on their own, like, constantly. But there is a few slip-ups here and there where they actually do manage to stick together in certain points. But the thing is, though, there seems to be more interest in slaying than actually trying to get any map control. But MYZTRO right now, not give him any chance at all to actually do that whatsoever.
Yeah, MYZTRO doing a good job of just stifling these spawns at the moment. See Fragger on the flank here, can't take that now. Player is going to have 4 bodies in front of him, can't take any of these kills. 2Foxy going to be challenging, doesn't pick up another kill, but he's done so much damage at the moment, which should make this push much more difficult.
Fragger.
Finally, Fragger takes that player down. That's going to be 3 dead here for the guys on MYZTRO. And now it's another chance here for for Soaring to get some points on the board, but we haven't seen them really do a good job of capitalizing on these slays so far.
No, they have not, but that's still such a magical win from Fragger after putting 2 people weak to then take down Flux as well. That's why this man has been drafted in on the Soaring squad, to try and give that extra little bit of firepower and kind of sacrifice a little bit in the communication aspect. But yeah, what a win from Fragger. SLG picking up 2. Look at this Whitehall control
they're
from
heating
Soaring
up
right now. All 4 down from MYZTRO. And Fragger, if he can predict these spawns on barrels right here, they could be in for an absolutely fantastic showing here on Rig Stronghold.
Oh, it looks like they got a bit of a split spawn there, actually, the guys on MYZTRO, and that's unfortunate from them. We see 3 players spawning in the bunker, and one of them spawning barrels, which meant they were able to pinch on that player who was pushing the triple cap. Kills have been exchanged because of that, and that situation there, that 4-dead situation and a potential triple cap has now just turned into them having 1 stronghold. So somehow or other, MYZTRO doing a fantastic job here of fighting out that situation, but you have to say maybe a misplay and one of those communication issues again.
Flux again picking up the railgun. 2 slays go in the enemy team's favor though, so he needs to really watch himself right here. He's got 4 players on the enemy team hunting him down. He has all the candy. Camouflage coming up soon. That's why he's hanging around sewers right here. He's going to try and get a little bit more height control, but I wonder whether or not they have the timing on this camouflage. Don't forget, 2Foxy, he was burned eventually. That's the only camo I saw of the game from MYZTRO, and I think it's going to be Fragger again. Yep, here it is. This Whitehall control ready for that camouflage. Another double from Fragger. If he gets away with this camo, this is a miraculous play.
Yeah, squeezing those butt cheeks there, managing to get around that corner and just about stay alive. And I think it's pretty much do or die time right now. 84 to 50. They do have control of 2 strongholds. They also have the camo. And look at this. Fragger has now got the railgun. The new pickup to this team has to put this to use. He has everything you could possibly want to make a play here on the MYZTRO gaming team. Picks up 1 now on 2Foxy. Charges that railgun looking for a second, but no players there. We've seen Batchford flying in for a ground pound. Could be taken out here. Fragger somehow stays alive, but it does get taken out. But somehow, once again, they do get that basement, but 2 players from MYZTRO now pushing on that nest.
Yeah, the question is, will these airstrike grenades connect? They will, so 2 players are going to be weak right here. Wow, how does Ramirez survive right there? The nade and the beatdown. He will survive another grenade, and that's going to allow his team so much time. We saw it on the death screen right there. We'll stick on SLG through the respawn, but only 7 points MYZTRO need now to win the game.
Yeah, Fragger did a great play with that camo scout shot, but the problem is his team was dealing with a 3v4 situation while she was taking a really long time to get behind him and get a few kills. And that cost him, because you can see straight after he got the 2 kills, the rest of MYZTRO managed to finish the rest of his team off straight afterwards.
Yeah, I think this game has been pretty much a story of one team out-rotating the other. It is, of course, going to be MYZTRO who take that game number 1 Rig Strongholds, 100 to 56 to close it out. Let's just say we saw so many periods where Soaring had the opportunity to capitalize on slaying situations where they won those team fights, but they just weren't able to do so. Yeah,
Fragger had a big game. 18 kills from him, joint most in the game alongside Flux. Just the 6 kills from Snakey and 2Foxy. Those 17 assists definitely stick out for Snakey. But Rig Strongholds is a game type where communication is so vital. You all have to be on the same page, and you can't help but feel like, despite Fragger making those big plays and them getting those big slays so often, we saw SLG picking up doubles, Fragger picking up doubles, the communication and the chemistry in the rotations on that map just weren't there for Soaring where they have been in the past. So be interesting to see the rest of the series, if they can kind of get that communication more on the same page, or whether or not it will just be more of the same.
I think the one thing you're pointing out as well, which is quite true as well, is the fact that they probably rely more on the actual gunfire of exactly what's going on in certain situations, like you would in FFA when you would with actual comms. And that's what they relied on most, and you can easily do that on a map like Rig, but on bigger maps where it's a lot harder to determine where exact position your opponent is in, it will be interesting to see how exactly they'll come across in those kind of scenarios pushing on to the next game.
Yeah, it's very true. I think we just saw the difference in the 2 teams there. One team full of communicators, one team, you know, maybe we're only guessing, we can't hear the comms ourselves, but maybe struggling a little bit with the calls on, you know, what strongholds we're going to go to, where we're pushing on the map, and you can see that from the fact that they got so many 3 or 4 deads. But then they found themselves still under a 2-cap.
And not to mention as well, this team's only been playing together for, what, a couple of days. We have 2 players in previous infused lineups in Snaky and Cristola, and then we have 2 players coming from Supremacy. They might have different ideas on how they want to play Rig Strongholds or certain game types in particular. So that also could be a problem in terms of different methodologies and how they want to play the map. And, you know, they have to sweep that one aside. They're 1-0 down in the series now, and all they can do is win this next game, which is going to be Colosseum Slayer.
Absolutely. And as you know, with Collie Slayer, it's one of those coin flip game types, we like to call it. So it's going to be interesting with these 2 teams. Like I said before, with a bigger map in general, in terms of comms, so they can't exactly locate the exact position all the time in terms of gunfire. So we'll see how players like Fragger and SLG will cope in these kind of scenarios. But again, it's like with the last game, they just got out-rotated, basically. So with Collie Slayer, we're going to see if they can make a thing of it, because their assists were really good considering their communication.
Yeah, 100-56. That first game, of course, went to MYZTRO. Soaring have the chance to answer back, though. We have seen SLG put in some stunning performances on this particular map and game type. And this is one where we talk about the raw slaying ability of these players, where it could come to fruition. That rocket launcher, of course, with just 2 rockets in the chamber now, respawning every 2 minutes. Let's get straight into this one. We're going to start this one off with Snaky.
I'm surprised Snaky is playing Window. I actually decided to go on his point of view because he'd be the man playing rockets here for the Soaring squad, but him and Cristola play very similar on this map. Both of them like to play rockets at the start of the map. Looking at the kill feed, Cristola won the fight over at the rocket side. He takes down Bashford, and you can see on his player card right now, he has the rockets. So the first win of the game in terms of power weapons definitely goes into the hands of Soaring, as Snaky is still doing work here at the sniper tower, and they also took down Ramirez, who had that sniper as well. Yeah,
doing a good job of staying alive here, Snaky. No need to over-challenge for that kill on Bashford. And look at the teamwork now coming in. We see Cristola with those rockets. SLG has just been taken down with that sniper rifle, but no, early pressure. Sorry, he's still alive. Early pressure here, all in the hands of Soaring. They're doing a great job just controlling this snipe side of the map.
Yeah, and this is something that can really happen in a team that is less well-drilled. You can kind of, if you win that initial fight of power weapons, all you have to do is just kind of hunker up here at the sniper tower and make sure you're listening to each other and just focus firing on the same thing. That's something you don't need that much communication for. It sounds kind of stupid, right? All you have to do is listen to each other, but you don't need that much communication for it. But you can pretty much assume where the enemy is going to be by basically flipping the map here and just fighting into the bases from the sniper tower, as Soaring are doing right now. And look, they're winning 11, make it 12-6 right now.
Yeah, lots of assists popping up as well, but as we see this early kill lead develop for the guys on Soaring, we do know, of course, on Colosseum Slayer, there's always a way back into it. Get a round of power weapons, and you can very much get this game closer together. 14-8 the score at the moment. 2Foxy trying to put some nades down here on Snaky, who's pushing the snipe side of the map, but a little bit of a slowdown in the gameplay. 2Foxy picks up one. Another player is going to be on the snipe round here. It's going to be SLG. Lands the beatdown, but SLG does get that stick off to trade that kill. Yeah,
we say there are ways to get back into the game by winning the power weapon fights, but don't forget, in these new rocket launchers that are in play in the Halo WC season so far, you only get 2 of those things as opposed to 4 in previous seasons. So only 2 Spanker rockets to work with when you win that rocket fight, but still should be 2 guaranteed kills at least with the damage that you put down with this weapon.
Yeah, we're Soaring as well. They literally held the snipe tower for 2 minutes and were forking perfectly in any area they were. And literally, as they lost the snipe tower control, they managed to get the power weapon straight afterwards. And now look at this. After 30 seconds of no control on snipe, they've got it back straight afterwards.
4 dead there once again, 22-30. Now this is the situation where you have to start keeping those deaths down if you are on MYZTRO Gaming. They, of course, won that first game. Flux picks up a kill on Cristola. There's an opportunity here, but Fragger just doing a great job of just patrolling this high area of the snipe side of the map. His teammate Snaky there pushing the rocket side of the map as he comes off the respawn, but Bashford going to be taken down by a beautiful headshot there from Fragger. And this is exactly why they picked him up. I've seen him have some huge games here on Colosseum in Slayer. Does miss a few there. Finally takes down Flux, and that's going to be a killing spree for the man from France.
So key to be a nuisance over here at the sniper tower.
Baby!
How does he get that lunge on Ramirez? That is, unfortunately for Fragger, not going to prevent 2Foxy picking up the sniper, but he will go down. Did that sniper fall off? No, it's still on the ledge. So look for players to still fight around that power weapon. It's Ramirez who's just picked it up. That's the only power weapon in play right now. And down by 10 on MYZTRO. They need this way more than Soaring do, but did Ramirez not notice the
saw it.
radar? Oh, that's such a shame. Fragger again coming in with a key flank. He'll grab the sniper now, and a 9-point lead here for Soaring. Very well played from them.
Yeah, that flank, you have to check that bottom left of your screen. You've got the radar there for a reason, especially if there's a player sprinting. Fragger has the sniper rifle now. 2Foxy going to be putting him under pressure, but there is another player, Top Rockets here, who's going to have the flank of Dreams, but his teammate was there to back that player off, but 2 kills do go into the hands of MYZTRO. That kill's going to be traded out as Ramirez picks one up, and the game's slightly getting closer now, gentlemen. We see these two teams, as we approach that 8-minute mark, starting to just have a 5-kill difference here, and with 2Foxy with the sniper in his hands, before you know it, this one could be tied up.
Yeah, and all 2Foxy has to do here is just prevent them getting to red corner, which is exactly what he's gonna do. Had so much time to line that up. The slide, unfortunately, being 2Foxy's enemy in the end, and he knows now Snaky's going to be hard focused on grabbing those rockets. So 2Foxy, all he has to do is stare at this angle right here. We'll get the shot off and we'll force Snaky to back down, but 2 players going down on 2Foxy's team means the pressure's going to come in. What a shot from 2Foxy to take down Cristola. But the Rockets, in the end, will go into the hands of Snaky, who was contesting them for a while. And Rockets, again, for the 3rd time in a row, going to the hands of Soaring, but Flux has just picked those up.
I want to talk about how well MYZTRO's been playing so far. Literally, all the power weapons, all the map controls Soaring have had so far. You can tell MYZTRO's still keeping up with only a 6-7 kill deficit now. And it seems like no matter how many weapons, how much control they have, MYZTRO have got the coordination and the aggression, the strategic aggression to actually push on and still keep up. So as soon as MYZTRO get these weapons and get that sniper tower control, we could see it the other way around.
Yeah, the Rockets really have been the story of this. Oh, the stick from Cristola for the triple. Turning Ramirez blue, making that green medal pop up. All the colors of the rainbow from Cristola as he extends this lead, and those Rockets have been the game changer so far. 44-34 now. 9 kills the difference between these two teams. Cristola whips that one. SLG does pick up another kill as Cristola finishes the one off on Ramirez, and with just 4 kills to go now, gentlemen, the Rocket launchers won them this game by the looks of things.
Absolutely. We say it's definitely one of those weapons that you have to get on Coliseum. Even though there's only 2 Rockets left, you still gotta do it. Beautiful game 2 from Soaring. And they are right back in the series, 50-35. The Rocket control, so vital here on Coliseum.
Yeah, really did change the game, and Cristola, I believe, had a pretty decent game. I saw him in the kill feed a lot, but as we bring up the stats, the man we were hyping up, maybe his head's got a little bit too big for his boots. 4 and 15. His head's got too big for his boots. We'll sweep that one under the carpet.
We made eye
4,
contact.
6 and 15. The stats are worse than what I just said, so it doesn't matter anyway. So 2Foxy trying to pick up the slack for his team, but yeah, I mean,
You already knew you're done goofed as soon as you said that. Fragger, what a performance from him. I mean, we saw multiple times that he found players weak, and to do that, you really have to be not only A, in the right place at the right time, B, be a little bit lucky, but C, also be listening to what your teammates are saying. So whether that's a case of SLG relaying the information that the rest of his team's putting out, or maybe Fragger starting to learn a little bit of English here and there. Beautiful game from him, but yeah, Bachelor, that's a really disappointing stat line, the -11 spread. No bueno.
Yeah, with the turning point as well with Batchwood, he was just trying to. He's the person who's like the entry frag. He tries to make the plays happen so that his rest of his team can follow on. But sadly, it just wasn't the case. But the biggest factor in that game was due to the fact that when Soaring had that sniper tower control for 2 whole minutes, they timed it so that when they did lose it, they'll automatically spawn open side, get the rockets, and just get it straight back again. So I don't think they were actually meant to do that in terms of just coincidence that they lost sniper tower control and then rockets came up. But what a perfect time to lose it though. But the problem is the fact that with MYZTRO as well, they could have easily got that back, possibly, if they actually got the weapons control.
You're gesticulating like a madman over there. What do you think?
I just love that half of the replays and half of the highlights that we saw in that game were Fragger just cleaning up half Shield's players. It was beautiful. Great listening from him. And like I said before, the communication is definitely going to be impacted with Morga going out and Fragger coming in. But that was really fun to watch, that little replay package, just finding so many people weak. I wish my teammates in matchmaking did that.
Imagine. Quick question for you. For a triple kill.
Looking at you, Diamond.
Sniper headshot or just the thrust away stick? Because I loved that triple from Cristola. It's like
the fadeaway,
Kobe.
you know?
But anyway, we're moving into the next game. Capture the flag on Fathom. How do you feel about this one, gentlemen? We have the series tied up at 1-1 now, of course, after Soaring answered back from MYZTRO, but another objective game type. Do you feel this one maybe falls back into the hands of MYZTRO.
Yeah, I think it does right here. I mean, you have Ramirez and Foxy, two of the players who on Fathom get behind you a lot. And when you have a player behind you on Fathom capture the flag, you need to A, deal with him, or B, at least know he's there and keep tabs on him. If you don't do that, they're going to get behind you and get under your skin, run flags constantly, just be a nuisance, and the game will be over. So very important they keep tabs on those two players in particular here on Fathom capture the flag.
And Lethal, player for you to watch out for in this game. Who do you think it's going to be as we approach Fathom capture the flag? What's the player who needs to step up in this game apart from Batchford, obviously?
I was going to say Patrick Joe into the word fire on my mouth then, but I think with players like Foxy, even though he's playing okay so far, he needs to shot call a bit more, and maybe, because he's the sort of guy who will try and go over the team's mistakes mid-match or in tournament, so you just got to make sure just to leave it, talk about it straight after the series, and then push on from there.
Yeah, Railgun starting off in the hands of SLG. This should be an easy kill on Batchford, but Batchford with the moves manages to stay alive just about, but he's good. A long-time friend, Fragger, saves SLG's bacon there. And manages to take that player out, and not only that, keep that power weapon in the hands of SOARING as we start this one off.
Didn't see where the camouflage went at the start of the game.
How is Batchford missing all these railguns?
It was SLG who picked the railgun up first. I'm not sure where the camouflage went, so that's going to be something to look forward to in around a minute's time. See which teams know the exact timing on that one, but look at all these players weak. SLG will pick up Flux right there. He could make it 2 in a row, which he does, and this flag is still going to be on the move right here. Cristola is moving that across the map. This really should be the first flag of the game, unless someone does something about Ramirez right here.
No, I think that's going to be the first one in the bag. It's going to be Fragger who puts it in. So it looks like SOARING are starting to find their feet ever so slightly now. That tac mag in the hands of Fragger as well, so he's going to be lethal from range. And when you set up around that silo, or maybe on this elbow off the respawns, that tac mag really can come into effect.
Yeah, it really, really can. And so far this game, I mean, we're seeing SOARING with the majority of map control. There is a player top middle right now from MYZTRO, but it's the flagpoles coming in from SOARING that MYZTRO really just don't seem to know how to deal with. You've seen them fighting back into their own base. That's the right thing to do, but Fragger right here is just winning so many 1v1s. How does he not trade that kill off to Foxy? You're a lucky man to be alive, friend. I don't know how you get away with that one.
Yeah, and we talked about the pickup of Fragger and how it could affect the team. Last week, we saw SOARING play on this one, and they just didn't push past that 50-yard line on the map, it felt like.
So many wasted kills.
So now we're seeing the kills being turned into potential objective opportunities. So fantastic improvement, maybe just by one addition of one player. Maybe they've talked through their strats in the off week, and we're going to see another flag being run here by SLG. Foxy and a teammate Batchford, I believe that is in the base. Snakey's going to be taking down Batchford, so Foxy has all the work to do himself now. The return's going to come in, and SLG puts in the second flag.
Yeah, camouflage coming up soon. Cristola did just have the railgun. He's gone down, so camouflage up on the map right now. It's going to be Ramirez to grab that one and a railgun as well. So, oh, that's such a key kill. Fragger taking him down. No camo rail on the map for MYZTRO. You've got to say that would get them back into this game, but what a key kill from Fragger.
It just seems like with the addition of Fragger at the moment, it's made his team automatically like pure aggressive or just naturally aggressive. And this is exactly what they were doing. They were always hiding in their base, always trying to get a crossfire, always just trying to find a way to get through the halfway line. But it seems like with these two caps, they were so clean, they weren't messy at all.
And look at this baiting and switching, even from Cristola and Fragger. Fragger diving in front of Cristola, probably got the call out that he was weak, and then manages to keep both of them alive. And from this opportunity, Fragger's picked up a triple. The overkill's in front of him. Challenge it, Batch. Oh, disappointing. But the railgun in his hands as well, and this should be a flagpole opportunity once again for SOARING.
I just like the idea of Fragger sitting in his bedroom just screaming, "Soar at me! I've got That's all I can see. But look at this, the flag's on the move, the third and potentially final one. 2 down for MYZTRO. Flux is the last alive right here. He's got to make a play, otherwise this game's over.
Yeah, he needs to make a play, but who else but Fragger to win the battle against Flux? He's going to pick this one up selflessly, throws it into a teammate. Not sure if that's gone in. It has actually gone in. 3-0, and SOARING turning up today.
I don't believe it.
What a
3-0 within 3 minutes and 19 seconds.
That might be the quickest game of Fathom I have seen in quite some time. We said communication would be a factor. Honestly, it looked terrible right there for MYZTRO. Look at these flag grabs. Only 4 flag grabs in the game from SOARING. They score 3 of them. What a game. Just 3 kills from Flux, 11 deaths from him too, most in the game. But Fragger, star, 13 and 3, most assists on his team. Let's check out this damage dealt too. Yep, top of the scoreboard. What a game from the new man.
Welcome back, Fragger. What a performance from him. He really has turned up today.
Maybe knows more lingo than we know. You know, maybe just hiding it after all this time. But yeah, apart from some of the damage dealt by SLG and co, it seems like you could tell with Fragger, he brought that aggression into the team where it makes him feel natural actually, like, you know, just chemistry-wise, be able to push in whenever they feel like, because they were always hiding, they're always trying to, like, you know, just find a way. They're trying to, like, look as though it's rocket science just to try and get out of their base before. But this time, I never would have called a 3-0 in 3 minutes and 40 seconds by the squad at SOARING. Ridiculous.
I always love players who make a noticeable difference when they're on a team. I felt like that first 2K when we were watching Infuse and we had 2 Foxy on that team, you automatically noticed how much Jimbo brings to that Infuse team when he wasn't on it. Now you bring Fragger into this new team with SOARING, it almost makes the other players play better, in my opinion. It just felt like a different team.
That is kind of a nightmare situation for Flux to be in my opinion, knowing that you're last alive on your team, knowing that you have to challenge Fragger, who is watching over your flag in front of his base. That's the stuff of nightmares.
And pretty much hasn't died the entire game, and he's probably screaming.
Fragger is a scary, scary man.
But one thing I want to point out as well, that we always said that there's so much individual talent in this team that on paper they should do really well and even challenge for first. But even with this one small lineup change, it's kind of pushing that way now. And if they're making MYZTRO look like not played the map before in any way, then you can imagine what to expect from them going into the final, possibly.
Yeah, it's very, very true. And of course, this is a best of 5 as well, so they only need one more map to send last week's finalist, MYZTRO, straight out the top. Oh, into the... They're out. Simgle.
They're out.
See you later. You're out. You're gone.
Bracket.
So, strongholds now, gentlemen. Eden strongholds, I believe, we're going into now. We saw the first strongholds game going into the hands of MYZTRO.
Yes.
Are we going to see a Game 5 Slayer?
I mean, probably not, honestly. I mean, Fragger and SLG have never lost this game type.
Oh, gee.
On LAN.
The French stronghold
At events, they've never lost this game type. They beat Optic
every
Gaming
time you can make any opportunity to say
to
that.
reference the Optic Gaming win, yeah. But they
it's like list of European failures, list of European achievements. It's like, yeah, we've got to get that one off.
Yeah, there it is. But yeah, they're really good on this game type. It depends whether or not Cristola and Snaky can work around the camouflage, right? I mean, in the past, we've seen SLG and Fragger really be those players that work around the turbine. Rockets and Overshield coming up every 2 minutes. They're those players who will play those positions. So it's about Cristola and Snaky right here. What do they do? How is their tower control on this map? I think we're going to see that going into this game number 4 being a real telling point as to whether or not they're going to win this map and prevent a game fight.
I think they're in that mindset now where the coordination's so good, they'll be good on any map. It seems to be pretty consistent. And this is after just a few days' work. I don't know if it's because of the change of Fragger or if it's just a honeymoon period, but we're just going to find out in this next game.
We are going to find out indeed. Can the guys on SOARING close out this matchup against MYZTRO Gaming? Of course, last week's finalist. Let's find out. Strongholds Eden is our game number 4. That camo and that overshield really could be vital. And again, we've seen power-up control be so good from SOARING. It's all about if they can make it count now.
We'll start this one off with Batchford, and it's important he has a very strong game right here, because if they don't win this game, they are going to be out in the quarterfinals of this competition, and that would really shake up the Pro Point standings, bearing in mind that MYZTRO, I believe they were 2nd seed coming into this one, and they were 2nd in the last 2K as well. So very important that the guys decked out in red in this game force a Game 5 and win that one. Otherwise, they're going to be trailing in the Pro Point standings.
Yeah, they are indeed. And Cristola still has Overshield left as well. He's going to be pushing aggressively. Snaky picks up a kill. Flux is going to be toast as well. Total control early on for the guys on SOARING. And we talk about momentum and how important it can be. These guys are just rolling as a unit at the moment.
Yeah, switched over to Fragger right here because he has rockets in his back pocket, and I wondered if he had any left. I think he actually did. Batchford will pick those up and go down immediately, so it's going to be Snaky now to retrieve those. And total control for this entire period of time, by the way, 20-0. Right now, Batchford and the boys, they have to regroup. The one they're going to go to is Blue Bend. That seems to be the default strategy from teams. If you don't have a stronghold on the map, fight out of Blue Bend. Very wide open, very easy to see the enemy like SLG is right here, overextending to that stronghold. Very easy to get from Blue Alley over towards it, as we saw 2Foxy again cutting in front of the base. And there you go. They're back in the game with one stronghold. Now it's about what they do next. Looks like the call is to go to Catwalk. And getting kills right here is so important, but the problem is you've got Snaky coming off the respawn immediately. Sure, Ramirez has rockets right there, but Snaky's going to be soaring at you pretty soon, and there's one. Could make it 2 in a row right here.
Yeah, this should be a kill here for Snaky. He's going to be looking for the triple. Does he land that stick? Almost took Batchford down. That would have been the most unfortunate of respawns for Batchford there, but Snaky manages to stay alive, and I kind of like what I saw from the guys on MYZTRO there. They did cap that blue band, then they made the call, and at least they followed through on that call. So many times you'll see players on a team maybe split up ever so slightly. Yes, it didn't work out for them, but at least it showed that they were committed to it. However, Soaring managed to shut that one down with that rocket launcher, and again, it just shows power-up control, power-up weapons have been such a deciding factor in this game.
And speaking of that, rockets have just come up. Batchford has those for MYZTRO. Snakey takes down Ramirez again. I want to stick on board with Snakey right here. Batchford actually just went for the overshield. He was burned off, so this is a key fight right here for the remaining power-up on the map. Snakey wins it. Snakey with the camo, 50-4, a reset on Red Nest. Everything is going Soaring's way. Cristola as well, by the way, has the rockets in his hands.
And the key thing with Soaring right now is the fact that they're not given a chance to breathe. They're literally suffocating them. As soon as they get two down or two on spawn, they're making sure they're split spawning all the time, making sure MYZTRO are not together in any situation now. And when Snakey are making plays like that, leaving one left, as you can see, when they kill that guy in the next 5 seconds, they can make sure that the other three will respawn without him, so it's a 4v3 situation all the time.
And one thing I need to call out very quickly there, I've seen Ramirez trying to single cap a stronghold 3 times in a row before his teammates and him have even picked up one slay, and that has just given such an easy first kill to the guys on Soaring. I'd like to see him maybe slow it down a little bit and try and pick up some kills before getting this stronghold.
Such a fun position for Cristola to play, knowing he has rockets and knowing that the default strategy for most teams is to go for that blue bend when they have a triple cap against them. Snakey getting a fresh 4 down. Ramirez last alive. Does he go for red right here? Does he try go back to blue bend? You can see Cristola on the outlines right there, already going over the blue bend, knowing that the enemy team are going to want to try and cap that immediately. Looks like some tower spawns influence right there from Ramirez means his team are going to be in catwalk, but 2 grenades come in. The airstrike, 90-4. Are we about to see a single-digit club? Look at that player soaring in.
Oh, this is not good.
This is not good at all, Mark. 94-4. I think this series is done.
Stick a fork in them, boys. They are done. It's going to be the guys on Soaring after losing game number 1 who take game number 4. The rage quit comes in. 100-4, the final score, and our finalists from last week disappear out of this 2K. Such a weak performance in that last 2 games, especially MYZTRO. Let's see you later, boys.
I mean, you can rage quit, Andy, but you can't escape the stat line. Only 2 kills in the 4-minute game.
You hate to see it.
Snakey, 11-3. We started the game off with him controlling tower, and we said before, Cristola and Snakey, they're the players that have to step up, control that tower while Fragger and SLG play that rocket side of the map. They did that so well, and Cristola, in the end, was the man with the majority of rocket kills as well. So what a fantastic performance from Soaring, taking down, eliminating last week's finalists.
See you later.
Europe right now seems wide open.
Yeah, what a change by them. And also with this Soaring squad as well, you could see that, you know, that not just they were suffocating, but it was so well planned. They always made sure that there's always 2 every single time. And even though Rami, you know, when he spawned security near the end, he pushed him because of the fact that he wanted his teammates to have completely weird spawns so they could flank around, but he never got that chance. He got knuckled down straight away. They all knew they were going to be in security. And even if they waited for each other in security, they would just got naded out anyway. So they were doing their best just to try and at least push towards them. So if there is one guy left, there'll be enough split spawns for them to flank around straight afterwards. But even then, they were so on the ball of things, just looking in every single possible situation. It just seemed like they had no chance.
I'm 90% sure as well, after that initial opening of the game where the overshield and the camo got decided, I'm pretty sure that Soaring were in a disadvantage numerically for the entirety of the rest of the map. I'm pretty sure there wasn't a 4v4 situation. It was just, it was difficult to watch. From one side, it was fantastic to watch. From the other side, it was a bit difficult.
Things we learned from that series, if you match Fragger or SLG on Eden Strongholds
what Rami did
in Halo WC, quit the build. It's just not worth it. Like, just get out of there. You're not going to win that game unless you're on their team. And then you might will.
That's the only time I probably won't quit out if I was playing with them.
Might learn a few things.
But you know what? It's amazing because it's like he's mentioned before, the one thing was saying that, like, it's nice when one player makes such a huge difference because, you know, that threw our prediction completely out the window. We thought MYZTRO were going to take that, even maybe slightly easier compared to last week. To make such a huge impact with just one player, it's incredible stuff.
That's very, very true. Well, let's recap the series very quickly and show you the scores if you're just joining us. Where have you been? Tell me. Tweet us.
Series.
Use a hashtag HaloWC. Tell me where you've been. But anyway, this is the series layout. As you can see, map results. The first game did go to MYZTRO 100-56, but then it was just the Soaring show. They were on 3 in a row, and after that Collie Slayer, I mean, it was almost like the guys on MYZTRO just rolled over and, you know, that was it. They were done.
I think the most convincing game of that series wasn't actually that last game we saw. I think it was that Fathom battle.
100%.
4 minutes. Less than. I mean, it was 3 minutes, 40 seconds. They wiped out MYZTRO, who, you know, we thought would win that game and get themselves back into the series. After that, I felt like that was just the dagger in the heart of MYZTRO. They had no idea what to do.
I think they feel like then, you know, when you lose a Fathom game 3 minutes to 40 against like one of your biggest rivals in the team at the moment, it makes you realise actually what can I do? But it's like I mentioned after the second game, when you've got that natural coordination with your team, just naturally going everywhere as a team, forking every angle possible, you can't stop that. Doesn't matter what game type map it is, in any scenario, you're going to lose to it no matter what happens.
You'll have a good fork, don't you?
I love it, mate.
You love
It's one of my favourite phrases for counter strategies.
Now let's look a little bit forward here. Let's talk a little bit about Soaring. Such an improvement, a marked improvement from last week.
Yes.
Do you think they're riding off momentum a little bit here, or do you think this is the real deal now? You have another contender coming into the conversation now when we're talking about breaking into that top 2.
There are two sides of the coin. One, is it honeymoon period? 2, are they the real deal? I honestly don't know right now. I think we're going to see. It sounds like such a cop-out to say that,
fair.
but I think it depends what happens in the rest of this 2K. I mean, I would like to see them go up against Vexed, and Vexed right now seem to be the gatekeepers to Team Infused. If you can beat Vexed, then okay, maybe you have a chance of beating Team Infused. But right now, I'm not too sure. I want to see them match up first.
Yeah, I think it's going to take a couple of wins because Fragger, in general, he had to really sweat because if he played really bad or worse than Morgan anyway, then they probably would have gone, actually, you know, we'll get Morgan back and see how that goes instead. So, but it's like you said, a couple of days practice, not even that, and going ahead as though, you know, taking out MYZTRO like it's your day job, like I'm not surprised, you know, so then probably will keep him and it wouldn't surprise me in the fact.
That shirt.
I love it.
It's hard. I know it's hard to be serious in
I
this.
genuinely
but, you know,
totally forgotten about it.
Funny because I'll be sat here,
I
right?
kind of half expect him to turn up with a tray with like a cocktail on it. Do you know what I mean?
I'll be sat there like doing the observing, then out of my eye I'll just see like a flash of yellow when his hand goes up, and I'm just like, what? What's going on?
But it suits me though, mate, doesn't it?
I like it. Yeah, it's very,
Thank you.
very
Thank you.
jazzy.
All right.
I like it.
All right, people at home, tell us, does it suit him?
Yes.
Do you want to see Wonderboy in a shirt next week of his own? not of your own. It's not like you use someone else's.
This is
every
someone
week.
else's shirt. Did you know that?
Harry just borrows shirts every week. He's poor. He's a student. You know, it's fine.
Uni life.
It's hard life out here.
That's very true. But
Sub to me on Twitch.
what we're going to do is we're going to go for a very quick break now. When we get back, we will.